Welcome
to another episode
of the Lume Plotters.
The Lume Plotters podcast.
The Royal Plotters.
Coming to you in HD.
The Lume Pops.
Yeah, the Lume Pops.
Yes.
So, what's up, Ralph? We've just spent a solid half hour talking about Apple products before we record, so the tangentials are gone.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So you're saved from the discussion about other things. Hey, I think I saw this amazing meme of all the releases on one hand. You know, there's two people on a desk, and in front of one person is one microphone, and in front of the other person is like 40 microphones, right? And above this person with one microphone is, it was like a press conference, is like Watches Wonders releases, new this watch, new that watch, new blah, 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 Rolex 100-year anniversary of Oyster and Tudor 100-year anniversary, blah, 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 blah. One microphone. Swatch releases a new plastic watch.
Yeah. Everyone goes nuts.
Everybody talks about it. Isn't it crazy of how the entire watch world has completely gone mad again?
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's.
We'll talk about this. Because I have mixed feelings. Yeah. So we talked a couple episodes ago already about the releases. So we'll go into that today.
I also have mixed feelings, but there's fundamentals, right? It looks like an AP.
It does. Are we going to just go into it now before we
Also, wristwatch check.
Let's go. Wristwatch check. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have, as I said, I sold my AP chrono and I bought an AP and a chrono.
Yes.
So now.
Did you buy a chrono or did you just. Oh, you did get the Chopard Alpine
Eagle XL
like it.
Chrono.
I do like it.
And it actually had factory stickers on it.
Nice.
On the side of the case, on the top here. And I peeled them all off and I thought, this is a very nice feeling, peeling off factory stickers.
You forget after a while because we don't do this. No,
yes.
I like it. It looks good on you, surprisingly, because it's a big watch.
Yeah, it's smaller.
It doesn't look it.
It wears smaller than their offshore, even though it's 2 millimeters broader. But I had them next to each other in the showroom, right? When I looked at them in the boutique, and I must say, it really looks smaller, even if you have them next to each other. It does. I don't. It's a optical illusion. I don't.
It is. Two reasons. One, the bezel on this thing is hella thick. And two, it has no lugs. And those are the two reasons.
That's true. It's really short, and it's
super short, which already looks like a G-Shock. You know, your metal G-Shock, how it does. It's like more rectangular than it is longer. That's 100%. What it looks like.
Yeah, it looks really
the thick bezel, but
and
it
of
looks
course,
good.
It's 904L steel, or as Chopard calls it, a lucent steel. It's very shiny. It's, of course, a bit blingy. There is a rubber strap available for it, which I already ordered. And I don't know the price yet, but I want to get it anyways, right? Changing it is not as easy because it's not a quick exchange system. So you need a little screwdriver. It needs to take, it's not simple, but it is
not
possible.
Yeah.
I got the whole super nice wooden box with all of this intarsia on it and all of the stuff, the Alpine Eagle box. Everything is, it's complete. I don't have the papers for it because I bought it pre-owned, but unused, of course, unworn. And it was apparently a wedding present to a person who then decided that they don't want it. That also explains the low price, because if you don't have a benchmark of how much you paid, right? You can just give it away.
You don't know how much to sell it for.
Yeah.
So
I made a really good deal. Less than half of the price of a new watch.
So retail is 72?
92. 600.
92, Jesus
92,
Christ.
600. It's a flyback chrono in-house.
It is, yeah. It's a lot of, 92 is a lot for, flyback chrono still, but we shouldn't say that, because you can walk into any Longines boutique right now and buy yourself a flyback chrono for like 12,000 dirhams. So it's not that big of a deal.
But it's true. That's true. But usually these are modular, right? These flyback chronos.
Yeah, well, I think the Valjoux 7750 is the base, and then
then it's
they remove the
integrated.
rotor, and it's a manual wind, but then they have the fly back. Yeah,
You can do a lot. I mean, look, and the 7750 is a great movement, so it's just a bit thick. This is 13 millimeters, but it wears also relatively slim. For I don't know how. I mean, it's super comfortable to wear. Mm-hmm. It's just fantastic. I was thinking that the bracelet tapers, but not as much as I would like. I would like to have 1 or 2 millimeters more taper. But I must say, it wears extremely comfortable. It's one of the most comfortable bracelets. Strangely enough, it just feels really good.
We'll see how long it lasts.
Chopard knows what they're doing. Yeah, exactly. We don't know how long it lasts, but at the moment I'm over the moon. And even though
congratulations,
and it's so well made that I can read everything without actually having to use my glasses.
Right? And
it's so nicely
the minute hand on the chronograph doesn't want to randomly go forward,
and it just goes tick. It has this instant tick.
The other one is not instant.
I think it is as well. Yeah.
I think so. My Zenith is instant. Speaking of the Zenith, by the way, I was messing with it. I wore it yesterday as well.
What do you mean messing?
No. So the problem with the Zenith is since I've owned it in 1 month, I've only ever let it die twice. Mm-hmm. That means if I don't wear it on the third day, it's already dead. So I went to pick it up yesterday and I had to set it, right? And as I mentioned, we talked about this when I bought it. The crown, it's super tight. You cannot pull it out. And so I asked ChatGPT about this because who else to ask?
It's the watchmaker of choice.
And ChatGPT went into great detail and said, if you can pull it out while rotating, it's not the gasket. And I can't pull it out while rotating. Without rotating, it's really stuck. And they said, you should probably take that in for service. And they said, if I'm forcing it every time, then chances are something will break and it will be an even bigger job. So of course, now we have the warranty, right? The warranty is for another 3 years.
Cool. Yep.
So I'm just going to drop it off at Zenith the next time I'm in Dubai. Until then, problem solved. I'm just not going to let the watch die, and I keep wearing it. So as long as I don't have to set it, and it's not even the same. Setting it, like when you're actually winding it and setting it, it's fine. It's the physical act of pulling out the crown that for some reason does not want to come out, and I feel like I'm forcing it, and it doesn't feel good or right.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I'll take it into Zenith now that there's a warranty.
See what they say as well. Yeah, absolutely.
ChatGPT said this was a very simple fix. So I'll read you what ChatGPT said, because why not? He's here for a reason. So I told it, I recently bought a new watch. It's a mechanical chronograph, a Zenith Chronomaster Revival Shadow with the upper mirror movement. The timekeeping and functioning on the watch is flawless. However, it is incredibly hard to pull out the crown and set the time. What could cause this problem? And he says, what you're describing is not normal for a Zenith El Primero. Those are usually very crisp and well balanced to operate. So something is likely off mechanically, or in the case hardware, rather than just how it is. Here are the most likely causes. Gasket friction. This is what you said. He said, if the gasket is dry, slightly oversized, or tight from the factory, it can make it very hard to pull the crown out. So you can apply a tiny bit of silicone grease to the gasket, and this could solve it. However, he was saying that if you pull out and turn at the same time, it would be easier because the gasket would not have the in-out suction motion, right? So he said that's easy. They could do that. Now, he says more likely it is going to be a stem crown tube tolerance. Yeah. So he said pulling force is increased notably, and it feels like it sticks before popping out. And that's what I'm feeling. He says Zenith tolerances are usually excellent, but you can have a minor fit issue. The chronograph movement resistance, which is, it's not that. He said this is not likely. He says there's a lot of components that are connected to the crown and the stem, and therefore it's slightly more resistance, but this is normal for chronographs. So this is noticeable, but it's not incredibly hard to pull out, as I mentioned, he says. 4, the setting lever or keyless works is misadjusted, poorly lubricated, slightly misaligned, or under excess spring tension. This would mean a watchmaker would have to fix that. Or he said the case design itself could be an issue. He said because the watch is so compact, there's a lot of things in a very small space, and this means their tolerances are less, and therefore, generally with small crowns tucked very close into a case, this becomes, if something is misaligned or something is a little bit of a issue, it can be fixed. But he says it is a potential defect. It is worth considering taking it in. It could be a slightly bent stem, lubrication, or a tight crown tube is this synopsis. And he says, do not force it repeatedly. Take it to your Zenith authorized dealer. And that is the bottom line. He says, the bottom line, this is not normal behavior. So I will take it in at some point. But nonetheless, I do know now that I have one day off, one day on is what I've been doing.
Okay.
So today I'm wearing my your Pelagos 39, which is still to this day my most worn watch. And
yes.
So much so, I don't know if I told you this, I bought another Pelagos.
No.
Yeah, I bought the FXD, the blue FXD back again. Although it is not back physically yet in my possession. The deal is done. I'm just waiting for my buddy to bring it. He lives in, I think, Azerbaijan.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he used to work in Dubai. He sells a lot of stuff to Timepiece 360. That's how I know him.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, my first Hodinkee Oris was his original watch that he sold to Timepiece 360. Then I bought that, and then we started chatting because I followed him on Instagram, and I didn't realize it was the same exact watch.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So we agreed on a price. Everything's set, and it still has stickers, factory stickers.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice.
And one more. I bought another watch.
Well, what is going on, man?
Well, this one's kind of different. So I sold my Apple Watch. I was wearing it just for sleep tracking, and odd, here and there if I went for a run, rarely, and weightlifting. Those are the 2-3 things I wore it for: sleep, weightlifting, and running. And I hated how it didn't connect to my Garmin. So essentially, I'm on my bicycle, I'm on Garmin. So my 4-5 rides a week are all through Garmin. And Apple does not upload into Garmin. There's no way of doing this. You can get Garmin to upload into Apple, but Apple, their ecosystem sucks, frankly. You don't get to really dig into your data. So I said, okay, my wife has been saying this for ages. She said, I want a Garmin watch. So I got her a Garmin watch for her birthday. She got one of the brand new ones, the Forerunner 570. And I was looking at it and I'm like, I like it. So a deal popped up at Go Sport for the previous generation, top of the line, which is the Forerunner 965. Big boy, 47 titanium. And I was like, okay, cool. Original price was like $3,000 and I paid $1,699 for it. Mm-hmm. And I've been wearing it now for a couple of days, and it's frankly awesome. The sleep, just to give you an example, the sleep tracking, I have it still synced with Apple. So Garmin is pushing into Apple. And it takes the same data and it interprets it, one through Apple, one through Garmin. So Garmin gave me a sleep score of 51 out of 100 and said it was poor and non-regenerative or whatever the hell it was. Apple, for the same sleep data, said it was 85 and a very good night for me.
So that's the next question. How did you feel without looking at your score?
I felt like shit. Like I woke up and I was like, God, that was a terrible night's sleep. I was tossing and turning all night. And Apple's like, good job, you slept. And the same thing happens with, walking, for instance. Apple.
But which Apple Watch did you have? Because there's a couple of people who actually have scientifically compared the watches and the data that they are measuring. And Apple usually is quite good, not necessarily the best, but it's always up there with the best. But
we're not in this case talking about the data itself, right? The data is irrelevant. It's how you interpret the data that becomes the issue.
But there's also an app that I use for my sleep tracking, which is called Auto Sleep, and that is the most downloaded sleep app.
So, but yeah, I was just using the
included, of course, with Apple.
Yeah, I was using the included one.
Yeah, I used this Auto Sleep. It cost, I think, $5 once, one per purchase, and I purchased it years ago. And it is really, really nice because it gives you much more detail than what Apple does give you, even though it uses the same data. It's just more. Right, it's just a lot of stuff that you have in it that you don't have in Apple. Apple keeps it always simple, right? I think it's one of the things that they do a lot behind the scenes, but they just give you very simple things. But with this one, Auto Sleep, it's just a bit more details. Anyhow, I'm not wearing my watch anymore during sleeping because I've eventually felt that this because I have the Ultra, the first version of the Ultra, it's just big.
So mine is big too. I agree. It says 47 millimeters. However, because the majority of the case material is plastic as opposed to all titanium, so it's half titanium, half plastic. The weight of the watches, I was doing the comparison. I had the stainless steel one, which was heavy as hell. It was about 100 grams on a strap.
Yeah.
This one is 50 grams. Out of this 50, 30 grams is the strap. I just ordered the Garmin Ultra Fit strap, which is like a NATO nylon style Velcro strap. Apparently that takes it from 30 to 10 grams. So I will have altogether a 30 gram watch, which I think is much nicer.
Now let's talk about the watches that are actually really light and automatic.
Oh, they're not really a watch. It's more of a pocket watch or a clock.
No. I wanted to talk first before we go out of to talk about the pops. I wanted to talk about the Norqain X Lite. I mean, I know we have already mentioned it, but I've read about it a bit more. 45 grams.
Might I introduce you to the Omega Aquaterra Ultralight?
Yes, you can.
Also, I think 45 grams?
Yeah, this is the older one, but I think is it a chronograph?
No, it's a new one. There's two.
They have also a new one.
They have older as in it was like a year ago when they released the blue and
I saw just new colors. Yes. But the watch itself is a few years old. I remember Rory McIlroy having it and wearing it at a golf tournament and all of this stuff. Yeah. This is an Aquaterra, right? Or is it what is it?
Yeah, it's an Aquaterra. I believe it's called the Aquaterra Ultra Light or something like this.
Yeah, I'm just looking on the website. I'm just sharing my screen so you can see.
Yeah, Ultralight weight is claimed to be 55 grams. Yeah. On the strap.
10 grams less on the strap for the Norqain.
What is the Norqain called?
X Lite or something. Wild One X Lite.
Yes, got it.
Skeleton Chrono, whatever, extra light.
By the way, the prices are it's 45 grams. I'm curious if it's 45 with the strap.
Yeah, with the strap.
Are we sure? 100%?
Yes, 100% sure.
So the difference in price, the Norqain is 10,000 euros, dollars, whatever. And I think how much is the Omega is just absolutely ridiculous.
How much is
it? 1 second. Let me go into
I'm just trying to find it here on the website. Ultra
it's
light,
there.
Yeah, I know somewhere. Maybe I'm just
$50,000.
What?
Yeah.
So 250,000 dirhams, something.
Yeah.
Like that.
So there's one on Chrono 24 for 230,000 dirhams.
Why don't I see the ultralight? Why is it? Where did it go? Hmm. Where did it go? Is it not?
The Ultra, I'm on it right now.
Because I'm a Seamaster Aquaterra. Maybe I have to go to.
Oh, no results found. You're right.
Where is it? It's maybe.
I have it, but then when you click on view model, it says no results found. Here you go. Here's the link.
Where
And
did
then
you
you click
send the
view
link?
all watches, and then nothing is there. But I love the push in crown, how it like goes into the case itself. So it's super cool.
I mean, there is
and
a bit of a crown guard that comes out. So in order to do that, but it's not. I mean, it's cool. It's titanium and super light, and the movement.
And not just titanium. The dial is titanium, and the movement has been made out of titanium as well.
So it's really really incredible. While the Wild One is a new movement from Celita AMT that they have developed together. So that's has of course a lot of skeletonization in it. So it's, I mean, that you can buy a watch like this is pretty cool for, well, 44,000 dirhams. But that's the thing of lightness. And now let's discuss, is that actually a feature? Have you ever had a watch where you thought, I wish it would be lighter? But seriously, I mean, in your watch collecting world, where you said,
yes, I have had this once. Mm-hmm. What was it? Definitely with the Apple Watch, the stainless steel Apple Watch. It was weight. Oh yeah, and also kind of, I would say the same thing for the G-Shock, the all metal G Square. Really? I would say, yeah. Like, does it really need to be? Because the thing is, there's no physical reason for it to be that heavy, right?
It's solid metal and it's quite chunky.
It is, right? But like, there's no movement in it, right? It's just a little tiny, flimsy circuit board.
Chubby, right? Yeah, it's 45 millimeters or less, or 47 or something. It's big, yeah. And it's the G-Shock.
The G-Shock.
Yeah. But here, I mean, look, it is. I think it's a watchmaking quality to make something robust. They have, I think the case is part of sort of, just the case is 30 components, right? And that light. I mean, it's just incredible of how they made this watch. I'm thinking it is fantastic, right? It's a limited edition, 200 pieces will be made, and that's it. So the allocation is per region. Here in the UAE, we get 10 pieces of that. That will
so, would you like to know the lightest? Now I got curious. What's the lightest watch in the world, mechanical watch?
I don't know.
It's a Ming LW01, and is 8.8 grams. So technically, this Norcane is very, very heavy.
It's a chubby bug.
It's a chonker.
it's a hippo.
Yeah, compared to that, yeah, 8.8. I'm assuming the LW.01 stands for lightweight 01.
Yeah, could be.
You can choose between manual or automatic. And if you want an automatic, the rotor adds 2 additional grams.
See, I think this is actually, wait a second. Is this movement automatic? Yes, it is automatic. So this watch, the 45 gram Norcane, is also automatic. So what I wanted to say, it's a chronometer certified mechanical movement, all of the stuff with the super skeletonization, which actually looks good at the Norcane. I just wanted to finish talking about it. I like it. I think it's amazing. I'm still not sold that lightness is such a big thing, because I think the normal Wild One is not particularly heavy because of this Norcane material. Nortec material that they use. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for mine. As you know, I have ordered the one from the Arab Watch Guide. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. Made a down payment for that. So it comes with 2 different straps as well. So one is this cool pattern, this Arabic Syrian style pattern on it. And then you have this just a beige sand colored strap as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And that is already very light because it's made of Nortec, the case, which is a bit of a specific material that they have developed together with BV. So it's all really, really cool stuff. But
you're such a fanboy of Norcane.
I like their watches. I like the sporty watches. I really like them. And I actually wear the Norcane what is the one that I have? I always forget the name. Is this the Independence?
Independence.
I'm not so sure. Is it the Independence?
I don't know what else they have.
Yeah, because the other one is gone. But yeah, Independence 21 with the Kinesi movement. I really enjoy it because it's so comfortable to wear. But that's of course full steel, and it's just a lovely watch. Super easy.
I do like light watches. I have to say, for instance, when I put on a light watch, it feels natural, like you're not wearing anything, and I kind of do like that. Okay. A few honorable mentions, by the way. The Zenith Carbon CoverGirl, which was the Revolution magazine's limited edition. They did collab or whatever with Zenith. 55 grams.
Yeah.
Which that's for an El Primero movement, and it's automatic, and it's only 55 grams. That's pretty cool as well.
Here's a question for you. When we had this watch, I'm just looking back at the Omega watch, because you said it's 50 grams, 55 grams,
55, right? Yeah.
So you have this two-barrel movement, which is based on the 8900, right? It's hand wound. It's not automatic. And it has 72 hours power reserve, right?
Yeah.
So, and it looks pretty cool with the three bridges, right? If you see how it's actually made, Now, my question is, why haven't they made that movement normal in steel available for other watches? Because it seems to me that this is a very, very nice movement, and the case looks.
It is. I think they have something similar. I've seen this
I don't understand.
pattern before. I'm trying to think what it would have been on. What mechanical wind watches do they have?
I just wanted to see also what is the size of this watch, because
40.
No, I mean, sorry, the
41,
the thickness, because if this movement without the rotor, we have the.
You're saying it could go into their nice. What's it called? Dress watches and slim those down.
Correct. Because we have.
By the way, while you look this up, I just want to point out, we make this big deal about watches, weights. I just Googled how much my Hamilton khaki weighs.
Mm-hmm.
The watch head weighs 45 grams. And apparently a NATO strap weighs about 5. So that's a 50-gram watch right there. So you don't need your Norcane Nortec Extra Light. Go get yourself a khaki mechanical, and it'll be the exact same weight. So
you should actually check the weight of your Pelagos titanium.
I did. I remember doing this because I was kind of upset that the Pelagos, being titanium, weighed more. This is on a NATO strap, I should say. Weighed more than the Speedmaster on a NATO strap. And the Speedmaster is steel. So I'm like, what the hell is the point of this titanium?
I think it's a bigger movement, because maybe.
I also remember the rotor is going to have some weight.
But that's quite interesting. I remember, of course, weighing my Royal Oak Offshore. That is now not anymore with me.
350 grams.
242 grams with a bracelet. So that was.
I was joking, but that was close.
Half a pound. If you do it in imperial measures, half a pound
on your wrist, like that's not comfortable. I don't think so.
I never felt it after you put it on, you think, oh wow, that's heavy, and then after 2 minutes you don't realize it anymore. So
true, but So what we take away from this is, yes, you can spend $50,000 on an Omega that weighs 55 grams, or you can buy a Hamilton khaki for $500 and it will weigh the exact same.
And it's now a very, 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 very aggressive stance here. You buy a Casio F91W
and it weighs like 2 grams.
Exactly.
All right, I'll Google it. F91W weight.
No, but look, I'm a big fan of Norcane, but I think
21 grams.
See, there you go. Done. The lightness race is finished. Just buy a Casio F91. It costs you what? $20?
Yeah.
70 dirhams or something, or 50 dirhams on sale.
Yeah.
That's it.
And but still, I have to give honorable mention once again to Ming for that 8.8 gram watch.
Crazy,
that's nuts. That weighs less than half of the F91W.
That's crazy. But what I wanted to say, just for Norcane, I'm a big fan of the brand, and I really think that's great watchmaking to do this watch, and that's lightness. But for me, it's just not really a thing, because for me, lightness, as you just heard with my Royal Oak Offshore, it's a super. It could be used as a, what do you call it, knuckle buster?
Yeah. You could definitely put it on your. Yeah,
exactly.
Definitely. I know.
Schlagring, we call it in German.
One more thing is when you talk about weight like this, like the F91W is light because it's cheap, right? And to a certain extent, like weight adds material, and therefore it adds this idea of price to a watch,
of worthiness, of value.
But at a certain point, like when you take away weight, that the lighter it is could also add price, right? So, for instance, if I'm looking at a titanium version of a stainless steel watch, like once again, talk about my Zenith Shadow, the Zenith versus the stainless steel version, the titanium version costs more slightly, and I would say, okay, that's cool, right? It's light. It's a cooler material. Titanium is definitely cooler, even if it's not significantly lighter, because they always tout that, titanium is 30% lighter than stainless steel. Yeah, except for the movement and everything else is not any different. So then, yeah, the case will be lighter, but that's roughly it in the buckle, which doesn't really save you much. So we're talking a few grams. If you have a whole bracelet, then you really do start feeling the difference.
Yeah, I think, look, it's like we know that precious metals are heavier than normal steel and other metals, right? So obviously it feels, we have this ingrained in our DNA that heavier is better. It's more value. It's more exclusive. Yeah. So the first time you pick up a platinum Daytona, you think,
oof,
whoa, right?
Yeah,
it's amazing. But my point is, then on the other hand, while wearing the Pelagos, in the first time you pick it up, you think like, oh, that's so flimsy, right? Because it's so light. But it's not really flimsy. It's very solid. And then once you wear it a lot, you think, oh, that is actually really nice to have a watch that is so comfortable, because titanium also feels different on the wrist, right? It's less cold.
The warmth of it.
Yeah.
It's less cold. Exactly. It's warmer than stainless steel.
It just feels more like your body in a shorter period of time. It's just like, it is just.
I just like the color. Like, look how gray that is. Under certain lighting. In certain lighting, you can't tell the difference. But right now, the lighting we have, it looks dark gray.
Unlike Grand Seikos, who are always looking like completely like steel, basically. Right?
But that is grade 5, right? So grade 5, you're polishing. And grade 2 is this darker metal, which we still haven't really had a end-all be-all discussion on what my Zenith is. Some people say the Zenith is made out of grade 2. Some people say it's grade 5. I have no idea. No. But at the end of the day, it's just the composition of the metal, right?
Also, ceramic is pretty similar. I like the ceramic because I realized my Laureato in ceramic is also super light and warm to the touch. It's also not cold.
Carbon is nice. I don't think either of us have. Do you have a carbon watch? I had one.
I wanted to buy the PRX carbon though, but that's not on top of my priority list right now. But it is a very nice watch. So
I tried the Unimatic in carbon, and I returned it. But it was all right. Like nothing. It just didn't do anything. I unboxed it and I was like, meh, and I returned it. So it was nice. Do I want a carbon watch? I think I do. I think I would want a carbon watch in my collection if the right one came along. So there's a few. I don't know if there's a few, but the problem is most of the carbon watches that I like have date windows, so I wouldn't buy them. Once again, the Zenith carbon cover girl is super awesome. Even has the carbon bracelet. The carbon Pelagos FXD, those are super cool, but once again, they still have a date window. Otherwise, carbon, what was it? The other one, the PRX date window. But there was one more. Who else made a carbon watch that I liked? And the G-Shock, the carbon G-Shock that came in the blue and the black. Those two, I don't know what happened to those, but they kind of disappeared. They were 8,000 dirhams, and haven't seen them since.
Okay.
And they weren't limited edition either. They were just they look, carbon G-Shock, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And but I those are how much, I don't know how much they weighed. Carbon G-Shock weights.
Let's move on to something
heavier.
And something very heavy is actually, I didn't think that we will get an oyster film about the oyster story, where we saw the teaser, and the teaser was already 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
I was wrong. We got a film. And it's, I think, 30 minutes long.
Oh, so
about Rolex, oyster case, and a whole history and all of this stuff. It's pretty good. I haven't watched it yet, but I just skimmed through it a bit and thought, yeah, very nice production value. It's a lovely movie. So you can now watch. Did
James Cameron direct it?
I don't know. Let me click off learn more. Who directed it? I don't know. But we were speculating, right, that we are getting a new certification, right? Because they said there will be a new certification. But there isn't. They just created a new
atomic clock.
I mean, literally, they researched for years on this watch and created the rubidium atomic optical clock, which consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big racks that you have to put next to each other, apparently, and has a digital display, and it shows the absolute correct time, and it goes wrong 1 second in, I think, 1 million years, right? And we had this joke, or is it even more? I think it's
What's right there? 1 second drift per million years.
1 second of drift per million years. So obviously, I have taken it on myself to check after a million years to see if the watch is really off by 1 second. I'm doing that at the same time when I'm checking the IWC perpetual calendar.
Yeah, right? To make sure that's still going.
This is things that we always think, it's so important that we do this.
We love these claims.
But what I think is the ultimate burn, why Rolex did this, is that they have donated or given the Swiss Federal Institute of Meteorology, METAS, one of these watches. So now METAS is using a Rolex to check the accuracy of Omega.
And this is, by the way, in Biel, Biel, where the Omega factory is. So that is pretty fun.
So I think it's the ultimate burn that Rolex has again said, like, there you go. All the Omega watches are measured on a Rolex.
Yeah. That sounds like a great advertisement coming up.
Yeah. And they're saying that there are 450 atomic clocks throughout the world, which I must limit, I think, to a certain extent, because I know that not only can you buy atomic clocks, right? As you know, the Uhrwerk, right? You can buy this little suitcase thing that was called the ATC or something, which looks like it comes from the future. Right. And you have a mechanical watch that fits into the case, and then the case will actually set the watch to the atomic clock. And it's just mind blowing what Uhrwerk has done. I don't know even how expensive this is, but they have done it a few years ago, and it's an absolute, look it up, from Uhrwerk, the ATC or whatever it's called, system. Let me see if I find it, Uhrwerk, because that is absolutely insane. Where is this thing? I think it's not the latest. It was an older one, right? Search atomic. Just search for atomic. And I hope that I find this. Okay, that didn't work at all. Menu. Maybe I check here. Collections. Special projects. This is definitely a special project, right? No. Anyhow, if you find it, you can Google for it, Uhrwerk atomic clock, and then you find it. Absolutely fantastic. This is where I think this is amazing. I want one for home. But every satellite that uses GPS, Galileo, GLONASS, what is the Baidu? So that's all the satellite systems I think we have in the world right now, right? So they all have atomic clocks on their satellites. Not so sure if the Starlink also has a needs that, because I don't think they're used for any kind of navigation. But all navigation satellites in space will have an atomic clock on board, because that's important. That's the thing of how you actually know the time it takes for a signal to travel, because that you need to have the distance to yourself, right? So that's how it all works with the GPS, with triangulation and stuff. So that's why these satellites have to have their own nuclear or atomic clock on them. But Rolex doing it, we know that JLC has a atomic clock in their program, and I think Patek has done it as well. Not so sure about AP, but it seems that some companies just want to have this kind of expertise of super exact time, right? So, and they're saying here, this is again, they have the first one is they have something special, because they're contributing to the UTC, because that's a network of atomic clocks that just works. That's what we call stratum 0. I think that's the atomic clock itself. Stratum 1 is one level detached from it. So if this watch feeds another watch, then this watch is stratum level 1, then stratum level 2, stratum level 3. So I think Apple runs also 4 atomic clocks themselves of unknown origin. We don't know which brand they're, Apple
they're not using. Rolex.
Yeah, no, they're not. So, and then they feed that into their own Apple time service. Mm-hmm. So we have in our pocket with every iPhone, you have basically a Stratum 2 or Stratum 3 level device. Android, I'm sure that's the same thing, in a different way, I guess. So our phones are are really correct, and there's some apps that actually check of how much is the difference between your watch. I show you this here. Maybe I stop sharing. This clock tells you on the bottom, I have this app called Atomic Clock, and it shows, of course, the current time, and it shows the system time and the Apple server time and how far away they are. So I can now see that mine is 0.04 of a second off, which is nearly
unacceptable.
Yeah, unacceptable, right? From a system time. Or is it?
Well, by the time it comes to you and then sets your thing, I guess there's a little bit of delay or variance.
The offset is here. It just says exactly what it is. I don't know if you can read this.
Can't see that.
Okay.
It's too glary.
Okay, it says received NTP time is this. The offset is 437 milliseconds, and the round trip time to the time server is 390 milliseconds, and the stratum is level 2. So there you go. Stratum level 2 in your pocket. So but since
so you don't need anything else.
But since you
don't need the Urwerk.
No, but I just saw that, my offset just dropped to 300 milliseconds. There you go. Well, there you go.
And there you have it on that note. All right, let's move along.
Do you remember in old times when you wanted to have the correct time, you have to wait for the TV program to tell you the exact time, because you thought that the TV program is the most precise you can have, because before the news started, there was a countdown clock, basically, counting to the full hour. Or I don't know if you had this as well in wherever you grew up at that time. I know you moved countries a bit.
Yeah.
That you had a telephone service. We had this in Germany. You could call a number, and that would tell you the time. At the next tone,
we had this. This was available in Hungary as well, and I believe it was available in the US as well.
I think they all stopped doing this nowadays. But
I don't think it exists.
I thought that was very, very. I
call with your iPhone, with your Stratum 2 iPhone atomic clock, and ask them what time it is.
What's the time?
Anyway, moving along. So another fun watch that I want to talk about is Ming released a very neat trick. Essentially, it is called the Ming Peep Show. And basically, it has a super weird blue guilloche looking dial. And it's like, oh, it's so cool. And as the hands move, it goes black. And then as the hands move some more, the dial comes out. And it's a very, very, I was watching the video on it. I was like, how the hell is this? How did they do this? And it looked super cool. And then when they tell you the trick, you're like, yeah, it's absolutely like one of the easiest things to do.
Right.
And it's super, interesting how they did it. But essentially, once again, when the hands are either aligned 180 degrees or layered on top of each other, those two times you see the dial.
Right.
Every other time, it is a variation between that.
Yes.
So essentially,
because the light will be broken because of the 90 degrees, offset that they have between them, and all of the stuff they have explained that on their website. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they have two polarized filters, and if you know anything about polarized glasses, for instance, I learned this way back when I used to have my Volkswagen Passat, and a Volkswagen back in the day. This was like in 1990s, would polarize the blue radio screens. They were polarized. So if you were to
reduce
put
reflections,
yeah. So you put on because I happen to have a set of polarized sunglasses, and they were polarized in the opposite directions. So you can have essentially your polarization up and down or side to side. Yeah. And if you mix those two, guess what? You don't see anything. And this is exactly what happened. I put on my polarized, Ray-Bans or whatever they were, and boom, I cannot read the radio screen at all. It's all black. And this is the exact same thing that they did.
Unless you put your glasses 90 degree angle.
Sideways, which you can, and it does work. And I've tried that as well.
Yeah.
So, so basically what they did was they put both there's no hands on the watch, so to speak, traditionally. What they have is two sapphire polarized lenses, and the hands are painted onto each of these. So all you see with the naked eye is a hand on each one, a minute hand and an hour hand. And as the two move, these polarizations will either align. If they align, you see underneath, you see the dial. Or as they are 90 degrees apart, offset, that is the perpendicular polarization where you cannot see anything underneath it because it's blocking it.
Isn't that cool?
It's the simplest frigging thing. You can buy a polarized filter for your camera for like $20, right?
Yes.
And go get two of them. And then the watch costs $25,000 or whatever it is, $22,000. So a little bit much for this technology.
Well, it's not. I think you're also paying for this super cool Schwartz Etienne movement that is in all of this stuff. But by the way, with 86 hours of power reserve, not bad.
So
not
it's
bad.
A super cool watch. It's micro rotor movement, tungsten micro rotor.
It's beautiful movement, I must say.
It is cool. Really and so apparently there's 4 sapphire crystals in this watch.
Yeah.
There is the main top crystal, then one for each of the hands, and then the case back.
Yeah.
So kind of cool, kind of neat.
Kind of cool. I mean, I love it. I think it's amazing. The problem I always have, I just remembered that for work, right? When I have 2 screens, I have an extension screen to my notebook, the one that you can fold out. It's basically the exact same size.
Yeah.
And you attach it on your notebooks. You can even travel with it. It's pretty cool if you need more screen real estate. And I have that. And I have my camera. And I always had this big reflections in my glasses in the camera, right? When I'm speaking. And it's sometimes irritating when people can't see your eyes because the screen is reflecting.
Yeah.
And of course, sometimes you don't want necessarily people to see what you have in front of your screen.
Yes.
When you're talking. And this is reflecting in your glasses. So I have put just my normal pole filter on it, my polarizing filter on my camera that I use to film it. Now the problem, this is usually they are twistable, right? You can turn them, right? Because they are, to find the right one that works in the specific situation. The thing is, I can do one screen, but the other one has the exact opposite. So
So then
one always glares and the other one is dark.
You could put it vertically then, the other screen.
Yes, but it doesn't work because it's attached to this,
Yeah, I know.
So you think this is the problem with these polarization, as you said, with the
Volkswagen,
with the screens that you sometimes have in cars. You still have this sometimes.
I don't think so. I think after that, Volkswagen stopped doing it because I had many Volkswagens, and I'm guessing your Touareg does not have polarization anymore. At some point, they stopped doing it, and then I think they realized.
I think there is polarization, but I'm not 100% sure if it's in the same direction. I have to check that because
maybe that's what it was. I just know that that my glasses worked with them right after a while, right?
Yeah, or they just used a different angle, right? They said, okay, let's twist it 90 degrees and then we have no problem.
Well, it depends on how your glasses are made.
Yes.
Which there's no rule. There's no set way of doing this, right? It's kind of up to the guys that made the glasses or that made this car screen. So, but interesting facts nonetheless about polarization. And Ming took advantage of this and did something neat. And it's super cool. And the dial itself is a very good looking dial.
Yeah, it is very nice.
And it's neat, not $22,000 neat, but it is neat nonetheless.
Yes, for sure. I like it. I think it's really, really nice. So, but yeah, 20,000. It's just
but this is little much.
This is now the price for some of the Mings. I mean, they always do more affordable.
I think it's limited, by the way, to like 200 pieces or something. So it is very much limited.
But they also have cheaper watches, right? I mean, you just have to. Not everything is so expensive, right? I mean, you can go for 4,000 Swiss francs for the Twilight, for example, which is also a beautiful watch, right? Yeah, the one with the Aventurine dial. I think it is. It's super nice. Is it Aventurine? I don't know. Anyhow, but the point is, Ming, fantastic watches. I really still look back at our interview with Ming and Recepi. That was. Like Seppi.
That was so a nice. Very
so lovely,
interesting day for sure,
and lovely characters.
Still no collaboration.
Not yet.
All these years later, give him some time.
Yeah, I think it's now the end of the show, so we need to talk about: are you getting an AP Royal Pop?
So before we talk about are we getting one, let's unbox what they are. Right. So essentially, they have 8 different Royal Pops. They are a lanyard-based Labubu thing, and you could pop it out of this lanyard and case, and you could buy a desk stand, and you could pop it into that. Now, as we said, the Chinese will be on this like the Chinese.
Not only the Chinese
are on everything. Yeah, well, they're the ones that be the first ones.
Deluxe is on it.
Oh, sorry, the Taiwanese or the Hong Kongese or whatever.
Singaporeans. Sorry, come on. Then we have also some Swiss. I I think.
Who's making companies. It? What Swiss company? But anyway, they're making cases. For sure. Now, as you said, they are 1-to-1 almost. The dial is, from what I can tell, it's a Royal Oak dial. The tapisserie dial is there.
Correct.
It looks good. Mm-hmm. It's no date, which I like. The manual wine movement.
Second. It's over 2-hander.
Yeah. No. You get 2 versions 6. Apparently. By the way, there's 2 of these traditional watchmaking terms. Which do you have it in front of you?
Yep.
Can you see what they are? I don't remember. The Lupin.
The Lupin is the screen. And then you can see it too.
Lupin and something else. What's the other one called?
These 2. The Rotz and the Lanba.
No,
that's what I mean. The design. This is
the
how
design.
What the watches
There's
are
2
called.
designs. So one's called the Lupin, and the other one's called the opposite of the Lupin. Stay over here.
Lupin and Savonette.
So one of these is crown at. These are both traditional pocket watch styles. One crown at 12 with if it had a sub-seconds, it would be at 6, and the other one is the crown at 3. These are once again. Like as a normal watch, one's a 7-net.
In this case, it's just that turn the dial, right? It's the same movement, I guess.
Of course, it's the same movement. Are you kidding me? But nonetheless, there is two versions. No, it is a different movement because it has small seconds.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if you see the back of this, it's just that basically that it just deleted the small seconds and moved the dial.
Mm-hmm.
But the movement itself has the exact same orientation. If you look at the case back, see here between these two.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I see.
So
what
that means
you're saying.
it's basically
It is the same movement
just
after all.
the
So essentially, the movement, the regular movement, or however you want to say it, is the one with the 3 o'clock crown, because that's the one that. But then again, this is not just them, right? If you look at the Sprite, the GMT Sprite, right? Yep. That is essentially the exact same thing. All they did was just took the GMT movement, flipped it upside down, and ta-da! They had to make a new date wheel, and that was it. But now with this, there are 8 colors. 6 of them are going to be the no subseconds version with the crown at 12. 2 of them will be crown at 3 with the subseconds, and a bunch of cool colors. I thought I would hate it more than I hate it. I don't hate it that much. I hated the Blancpain. The Blancpain I thought looked like an absolute piece of garbage. This and the Moon Swatch, I liked the look of.
Yeah, I think the black Blancpain, I like the Ocean of Storms, the black one. I really like that.
Even then,
because it just looks like a 50 fathoms. It's very close to it. But I didn't
Which
like
is your favorite? Which is your favorite here?
That is very tough to say, because for a desk clock, I would probably prefer the Ocho Negro, the black and white.
The white and
version.
black?
Yeah. White and black, and white, whatever you want to call it.
For me,
I do like all of the color schemes, actually. They're pretty
I really like the all white with the different colored screws. I think I wouldn't use it or wear it, but I think that's super cool. Yeah. I like the one on the right, the Blau 8.
Blaue 8. That means blue 8. And then, of course, you have the green 8, which is also quite nice. The completely grass green.
I don't like that one. I think that's my least favorite, actually.
Yeah,
the green, green one. It's kind of weird. The orangey Haji is nice.
Orangey Haji. Yep, it's also nice. I think they're all quite cool. I even like the OTG Roz, whatever that means. Maybe that's an variation that I don't know.
So look, every single one of them, the first word is always 8 in different languages. Then the second word is the color in the same language.
Roz. But
did you not see this?
No. But now I see
it. Go back.
Yeah, wait.
To the main page. So it's...
So what is rose? Rosé?
Rose would be a color. Rose.
Is that the holder or the small seconds? Because there's 3 colors, right? It has yellow, turquoise, whatever. There's a few colors on this one.
Otk, rose. Yeah. So Google translation. Let's see what language this is coming from. Otk, rose. Not English detected. Detect another language.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what Otke.
Otke. But still shouldn't it say that then?
What?
In the description of what it means. Why it's named like this. Huh? Somewhere. Robert inspired, Royal Buff collection, la 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 la, wait your way. They should say that. That's a nice story. You know?
Yeah, somebody said it.
Lon.
Bulgarian.
There you go.
No, not Bulgarian. I'm just trying to. I'm going through and seeing what language.
First of all, in German, this green 8 is exactly the same. It says blaue 8, so it's meant blue 8. So that's okay, but it's 8 is the second word, right? And then the other ones, it's the first word, Otto Rosso.
Yeah, that's true.
So
the other one, there was Ocho something,
and then oui blanc, which is then of course French for white, 8 white, and Ocho Negro is also 8 and black, and then you have Orangey Haji, and Orangey is orange, and Haji is then 8. Oh.
What? Often diminutive name, color. I cannot for the life of me find what Otk. Romanian means pink. Greek means pink. Polish, pink. Okay, so we got 3 languages. So let's go to Google Translate. We start with Romanian, which I don't think is going to be Romanian, but
Okay. I have it on my screen if you want to see. There are 8 new Royal Pop model names. Utgorod is Romansh. Romansh. That's Swiss.
okay.
I think.
Roman, not in Romanian?
No, Romansh.
Okay, because Rose is in Romanian.
And this is 8 pink, and then the Lanba is Chinese, Otto Rosso Italian, Louis Blanc is French, Green 8 of course English, Blaue 8 in German, Orangey Hachi Japanese, and Ocho Negro Spanish. There we go. So
I like that. That's
Romansh
cool.
is, it's very cool. Romansh is a Romance language spoken by 40,000 to 60,000 people in the Swiss canton of Graubünden. So there you go.
Graubünden.
So it's a rare language. 40 to 60,000 people are speaking this language. Romansh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So now, are you getting one? I guess is the last question of the day.
So we had this question in our watch group recently asked, right? And I just wanted to see it was a poll, right? So we have to see what people actually said to it, right?
I didn't respond. I should vote. Hold on.
Oh, there was a. Wait a second. There was it was pinned for a while, and then here
it still is. I think you're looking at the wrong group. It's in the Watch Crazy group, right. Which is where
Watch Crazy. Okay, which one are you getting? So 10 people said, "Of course, I'm a collector. I have to get it." 1 person said, "Yes, I will. I want to get my kids introduced to watches." 6 people said, "Definitely, it's a great bag accessory. The missus will want one." 19 said, "Not sure," and 41 said the definite no. So
with the throwing up face.
Yes. So I think we are in a big majority to say either not sure or definitely not.
Yeah.
Now, who are they kidding? Of course they're going to get one.
No, I'm not. I didn't get a moon swatch. I didn't get a Blancpain. I'm continuing that trend. And for the price, frankly, I think there's much better stuff that you can buy. Once again, my Hamilton khaki cost roughly the same.
Sure, you can buy lovely Seiko 5s. You can go.
Yes, there's so much better non-plastic shit that won't break than this. This is stupid. It's gonna break, and it's gonna be
the PRX,
in a landfill soon.
The PRX is not far, and you have a proper watch, right?
Even the quartz one is better than this. But fun fact on this one, though, the movement. I thought this was really cool. They skeletonized the mainspring so that you can see whether it's wound or not. So apparently when it's wound fully, it looks like gold because all of the top of the springs are touching and you see gold. As they expand out,
so
you no longer see gold, and then that's so in here.
Yeah, in the top
you can't
there,
in this dotted, polka dotted Roy Lichtenstein thing.
Yeah.
If there was a picture of showing just that, if you look down, if it's fully wound, it's gold. Yeah. There it is, right there. Power indicator. So it's apparently this goldish color, and as it wears, as it goes out,
it's like a skeletonized watch has a power indicator. As if you look, if you don't see the spiral, basically, then it's if it's tight in the center, then it's wound. If it's expanded to the outside, it's unwound. Because this is a manual wind watch, it's important, and I think we have to say I like it just because it will get more people to appreciate mechanical watches. Movement. I know from probably, I say like at least 50% of people will probably never actually set the watch and wind it because that can't be bothered. But I think you will grow more people who will appreciate mechanical watches.
Maybe
I do think so.
I do want to mention that this exact same thing. I went to Rivoli. And I was in Rivoli a couple of days ago, and I was wearing my Zenith as usual. And the salesman wanted to see the Zenith, and I showed it, took it off the NATO strap so you can see the movement. And he said, "Oh, I can tell you haven't been wearing this because the mainspring is unwound." and he pointed to the what's it called? The hairspring, not the mainspring. But I didn't have the heart to tell him that. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, yes, definitely. But he was so proud of himself for knowing something, except he was pointing to the wrong spring.
Okay. Well, hey, what can you do? So I was thinking about this. Look, the watch is 1,640 dirhams, right?
That's way too much
for the
ridiculous
for the hand for the small second version. For the other version, it's 1,530 dirhams. So, it's
unacceptable.
Look, to be honest, I just ordered my a rubber strap for my Alpine
that
Eagle,
cost more,
probably my rubber strap with a pin buckle will cost me more than this. So it's not necessarily that you think, oh, this is rubbish. How can you pay so much for a plastic watch? Hey, how can you pay so much for a rubber strap with a pin buckle? Right? I mean, so
sure.
It is every good leather strap nowadays, alligator leather or so, will cost you 600, 700 dirhams. Right, from an aftermarket company. If you want to buy it from the brand itself, well,
it'll be over
1,500. It will be exactly that price for a strap without buckle. So
now, I have one weird concern.
What is it?
Notice the screws, like on the AP, they line up.
Yeah.
On the front.
Yeah.
However, on this one,
and on the back,
they line up on the back as well
because they're just fake. There's no screws.
So this is the thing. These are not screws.
No.
These is.
It is glued together. This whole case is glued together. You can't open it.
But had they not done this, you would have been able to tell that. You wouldn't have been able to tell it's fake, right? Because you cannot have set screw heads from both directions.
Correct. You can have an octagonal screw inside an octagonal base that turns. It's just not working.
No, it doesn't make sense.
So, but you see here as well that this is not serviceable. In the production, when they are actually doing the building this watch, it's put together by one screw, right? It's held together. Everything else is glued or fused together with lasers and all of this stuff. It's a highly automated process that no person actually really puts their hands on in the manufacturing of their movement. The speed of the movement is also regulated via laser. And we had a discussion of how does this actually even work with a laser? How can you regulate it? It's a bit like this, the balance wheel here. It doesn't have a regulator pin where you can just adjust the length of the hairspring, because that could also over time with knocks and all of this stuff change. So what they do is actually they use weights, a bit like Rolex does on their watches as well, weights on the oscillator, on the wheel, and the laser actually takes material away when it's in the production street, measures it with laser, it says, okay, that's how fast it goes, and then takes away certain things with the laser, just evaporates certain parts of metal until it's acceptable, and then it goes to. That's it.
So meanwhile, in Rolex or any other watchmaking, you have these screws and you move them in or out. Correct. And by moving them in or out, you're essentially changing the weight,
the inertia,
or the how do I say it?
I think you can say inertia.
The centrifugal force is a little bit different because you either have it out. It's the same thing with balancing your car wheel, right? When you go getting balanced, they put the weights in certain places to balance it. So this is what they're trying to do with this, but cutting it off with a laser, that's
it's pretty spectacular if you think about it. Obviously, over time it will still drift, right? Then the hairspring is,
and there's no rebalancing it at that point, right?
You can't redo it. And the balance, so the hairspring itself is Nivacron, which is, by the way, released in 2018 together with AP. They have researched it or developed it together, and this was a collaboration between Swatch and AP, and they have put this Nivacron in it. It's also more or less anti-magnetic, right? So, and there you go. Now you have this kind of watch. I think I will get one.
Of course you will.
For my desk.
I'm not surprised.
Do I need it? Absolutely zero. I do not need one. Do I go and queue up and on the weekend when there is a delivery? No. If I at some stage can get one walking in the store, I might buy one, right? But I definitely don't buy a premium from anybody who's doing this. That definitely, I'm not supporting all of these
shop,
scalpers.
Did you see?
No.
Joma Shop has one listed for $10,000 right now.
Yeah, this is just silly. They said different messages. I heard they will only have 100 in each boutique. Then I heard from other people who said no. Spoke to the boutique manager. They said we have ample supply.
They said one per
no
customer.
Yes,
just like before.
Yeah.
And they said three things actually. One per customer. They said that it is not limited in quantity; it is limited by time. And three, that 100% of the proceeds will go to developing Swiss watchmaking. So essentially go to schools that are training Swiss watchmakers. Which I think that's
what
very cool.
Audemars Piguet said, that what they will do with their money.
Yeah, I don't know, once again, who said what, but that's what I heard. Whoever said it, I have to say that's cool.
I heard this only from Audemars Piguet. They said that.
So I don't know if it's both of their profits, if it's just one of their profits, or I mean, nobody does anything for free, but I think AP could care less. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, they said here, we can just pull it up the screen so you see. As part of this collaboration, Audemars Piguet will use 100% of its proceeds to fund a dedicated initiative supporting the preservation and transmission of watchmaking savoir-faire with a focus on rare skills and the next generation of horological talent.
Yeah.
So they basically, to watchmaking schools, to transfer of knowledge, to initiatives that actually take, old watchmakers' knowledge of how they did things, how they decorated things. It's a bit like Philippe Dufour, who is also downloading all of his knowledge to his daughter and to other people who write books about this, of how he did things, because some of this knowledge will die out with the watchmakers.
Philippe Dufour, he used to go and visit Grand Seiko and teach the Grand Seiko guys how to do stuff.
How to do hand
beveling, for instance.
Because he used like wooden sticks and some paste.
That he found in his yard, by the way.
And he uses always the same tree. But you can imagine he sometimes just uses a piece of wood to polish metal, sometimes with polishing paste, sometimes without. Can you imagine how long this takes?
Yeah.
Yes. So what I'm saying with that is these are some of these techniques that he uses and tools that he uses. He said every time a watchmaker dies, an old watchmaker that has really knowledge, a lot of this knowledge goes away because the newer ones learn differently. And he said the same thing when you go to watchmaking school, you learn more mass production. You're learning how to do certain specific tasks in a very efficient way repeatedly, right? You're not learning how to make an entire watch from beginning to end. That is rather rudimentary, right? You do that as a watchmaker, but not that you focused on that a lot. It's more about other things that you learn. And so that's why I think it's very applaudable that they do it. And at least it's taking the money away, also the ammunition away from people who said, it's just a money grab. It's just greed.
Yeah, this is what I was saying as well, is now it seems like, okay, they have an honorable reason for doing this. Swatch is going to do the money grab, of course, but I think, but AP says, no, we're good. And I admire them for this. I don't really admire AP very much to begin with, but I do admire
You have to watch Andrew Morgan's take on this in his new podcast with his co-host. He has the theory that this was done under Benamias. It was already agreed in 2024, before or earlier than that, before Ilaria Resta took over. And maybe they changed it during that time. Maybe with Benamias, it would have been a proper plastic Royal Oak. Who knows? He was a bit more risk-taking. So they changed it into this Royal Pop, maybe not. And of course, also gave the proceeds to charity and all of this stuff to just say, okay, it's not a real danger to the AP crowd. It's yes, there will be holders for these watches coming out of different factories in the world, 3D printed and whatever. Once they have the mold, right, it will take weeks, and they will be flooding the world. But I don't think it will harm AP much. It will get AP in the minds of a lot of people who have never heard of AP, right? I mean, look, If I look around, let's say my family or other people that are not into watches, I think probably 70, 80%.
They have no idea who AP
know
is.
AP or Audemars Piguet.
Yeah.
They look at you and think like, what? Yeah. So this will be a bit more like Blancpain. Has it helped Blancpain sell more watches? Probably not, right? Because it's just the watches are, yeah. But the same with AP. I mean, if you're looking and buying this Royal Pop and then you go, let me see, I really want now a proper wristwatch from AP, and you see the price starts at what, 20,000 Swiss francs.
Yeah,
you go,
you're not,
right, okay, maybe not.
Maybe
right?
not. Maybe not. Maybe I'll buy an 1159 for half retail price.
Well, yeah, but that's still 10,000 Swiss francs at least. Right?
Yeah.
No, more than that. You don't get it for that.
But anyway, all right. I think we've dissected as much as we can dissect into this matter. Let's leave it be. And
so yeah, I think I'm getting one. So I think just because I wanna experience it. Like my Moonswatch, they're all gone. I don't have any anymore.
But you had a bunch.
I never bought the blue one. Moonswatch I had two. The white one
and the blue one.
And the blue.
The baby blue one.
Yeah.
No,
the baby blue. I this was a present.
No, it was a Tissot. You had a baby blue PRX.
Correct.
You had the white one and what, I don't know what other color. The tan one, was it? The beige one?
I had the red one, I think.
The Mars one.
Yeah, I had the Mars one, and afterwards I had the black one. But I sold both.
Yeah.
Sold both.
Anyway, all right. On that bombshell,
we hear you next
time
week.
to end. And we'll, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.